When I started tango, I was 38 years old. I was thinking that maybe I was too old, but I couldn't be further away from the truth. Welcome to Goodnight Tango, your channel about tango in real life. I'm Christos, I'm dancing tango for 8 years now, and for the last 3 years I'm also writing about that in my blog. This channel is here to encourage you to start your journey in tango and hopefully be there for you in your first steps. In this video, I'm going to share with you 3 main reasons that I believe that tango is a very good activity to start in your 40s. So without further ado, let's dive into the first one. If you think that tango is about athleticism, if you think that tango is about doing all those fancy kicks and lifts and throwing your partner around, maybe you have the wrong impression about tango. Tango is not at all about athleticism. If you see social tango, if you see people dancing in a milonga, you will realize that there is nothing athletic about it. There is no such figures like the kicks or the things that you see flying legs around in the space. It's actually more down to earth, it's more slow, it's more grounded, and it doesn't have anything to do with the image that you have maybe from performances and shows. The qualities that are rewarded in social dance are qualities that have to do with maturity, with patience, with listening, with emotional intelligence. These kind of qualities don't come hand in hand with athleticism. They are qualities that people develop as they progress in life, through experience in life. So if you think that tango is binded with athleticism, you cannot be further away from the truth. Social tango is something that doesn't have to do so much with athleticism. It's a physical activity, but a mild physical activity, and it usually has to do a lot more with skills that can be considered life skills. Skills that you develop while you age, while you mature, while you grow. In social tango, a good dancer is not a dancer that does a lot. It's a dancer who appreciates connection, who wants to connect with the music, who wants to connect with a partner, express emotions, and communicate through their dance. It's not a partner that wants to impress and to show off or do a show while dancing socially. So social tango appreciates a lot more the skills that have to do with your personality rather than your physical appearance or your physical state. Having said that, we can understand that actually life experience is your advantage, is not your disadvantage. Your physical state is not a disadvantage, and life experience is actually your advantage. It can work in your favor when you're dancing tango. As a man or as a woman in your 40s, you probably have lived your life and you probably have lived through experiences that are painful maybe, you have lived through loss possibly, you have lived through breakups, you have lived through many different experiences in your life that have enriched you, enriched your personality, and these are all shown in the way that you dance. These are all can be expressed in the way that you dance. Every story you carry in your life shows up in your dance, shows up in the way you embrace people, shows up in the way you walk, shows up in the way that you treat other people. It shows up in the way that you behave in general. Your relationships, your failures, your successes, your joys, sadness, moments of pain, all these kind of experiences that you had in life are embedded in your body, embedded in your behavior, embedded in your body language, and they show up when you dance. So a person that has a lot of experiences, a lot of life experiences, they are already in their body and they carry them, and these are what makes them rich as a dancer and not the figures or the steps that they can do. The songs in tango and the culture in tango conveys a lot of those emotions. The songs in tango are written in the period of 40s and 30s and 50s in Argentina, in an era where a lot of men were there to work away from their families, and there was a lot of population of men and a very little population of women, and there was a lot of pain and frustration around relationships and breakups and all these kind of things, and life in general. So it is a moment also that in the other side of the world there was a war, there was even more pain, and people were having relatives on the other side of the world being killed in a war. And all this is reflected in the music. All this is reflected in the lyrics, is reflected in the way that the music sounds, and it relates a lot with emotions and experiences that we have in our lives, which are maybe happy or sad, good or bad. And through our dance, we want to express them in order to connect with our partner and also understand their experiences, understand their expression in order to connect and communicate with them without saying a word, just by dancing together. Finally, if you think that you're in your 40s and you're getting old, tango and learning a new activity in general is a very good opportunity to make you feel young again. You know, when was the last time that you learned something new? And what was the experience of learning something new as an adult after you graduated, for example, from university or from school or whatever else? Every time that I find myself learning something new, after learning tango, I had to learn German, for example. I had to sit in a classroom and then in front of a computer and learn German with other people. Every time that I had to learn something new, tango, German, or anything else, be it in a classroom, in a social environment like that, I feel like I'm getting back to my school days. I feel like becoming again a student, a school kid, you know. I feel again like I'm this teenager that goes back to school, allows myself to be foolish, allows myself to be a beginner, to not know things and to learn new things, to ask questions, to ask maybe stupid questions, and through this process, learn. This is a very rejuvenating, I would say, activity, a very rejuvenating experience in general. Although I'm 46 years old, I still go and take classes, maybe not so often, maybe not every week, but anytime I have an opportunity, I will try to have a new class and learn something new. And this learning experience is something that I find makes me feel younger, makes me feel like I'm not 40, I'm not 46 years old, and I'm like back in my teenager years. It connects me with the child in me, and I can see how this affects my mood in general. I can see how it makes me happier, how it makes me more easygoing, more relaxed in general from work and from other activities that I have in my life, in my everyday life. It's a very nice break that returns me back to years ago and brings me back to this mindset, and then returns back to reality. It's a very nice break from your reality, from your present reality, which takes you back to your school days and brings the kid out of you. So let me know in the comments, do you still believe that you're too old to start tango, or have I changed your mind? Some time ago, I asked the same question to my blog readers community, and they answered, when did they start learning tango? I have compiled all the answers in this short video that you can find over there. Check it out, and don't forget to keep moving forward both in the dance floor and in your life. Bye!